I was beginning to grow handsome. My coat was fine and soft and deep black. I had one white foot and a pretty white star on my forehead. Everyone was impressed with me, but my master would not sell me until I was 4 years old. He said that boys should not work like men and colts should not work like full-grown horses. When I was 4 years old, Squire Gordon came to look at me. He examined my eyes, mouth, and legs. I had to walk, trot, and gallop for him. He seemed to like me, and he said, "After he has been broken in, he will be just fine." My master said he would break me in himself, since he did not want me to be frightened or hurt. He said he would begin the very next day. Everyone may not know what breaking in is, so I will describe it. It means to teach a horse to wear saddle and bridle and to carry a rider on his or her back. The horse must also learn to behave when pulling a cart. He must go fast or slow, just as the driver wishes. He must never rear up at something he sees, speak to other horses, or bite or kick. A good horse always obeys his master, even if he is tired or hungry. But worst of all, when his harness is on, he may not jump for joy or lie down to rest. So you can see that this breaking in is a very difficult thing. I had long been used to a halter and a headstall, but now I was to have a bit and a bridle. My master gave me some oats as usual, and after a good deal of coaxing, he got the bit in my mouth and the bridle in place. It was a horrible thing. It hurt quite a lot. Unless you have had a bit in your mouth, you cannot possibly know how it feels. A large piece of cold, hard steel, as thick as a man's finger, is pushed into the mouth, between the teeth and over the tongue. The ends come out at the corner of the mouth and are held there by straps, which go over the head, under the throat, around the nose, and under the chin. There is no way in the world to get rid of the awful thing. But I knew my mother always wore a bit when she went out, and all horses wore them when they were grown-ups. So with the help of my master's kind words and lots of oats, I finally learned how to wear my bit and bridle. The next thing was the saddle, but this was not really so bad. My master put it on my back very gently while old Daniel held my head. When he tied it on, he patted me and talked to me in a kind voice, and then he fed me oats. He did this every day until I began to look forward to the oats and the saddle. Finally, one morning, my master got on my back and rode me around the meadow on the soft grass. It felt strange, but I was very proud to be able to carry my master. The next thing was putting on the iron shoes. This was very hard at first. My master went with me to the blacksmith's shop to make sure that I was not hurt or frightened. The blacksmith took each one of my feet in his hand and cut away some of the hoof. It did not hurt me, so I stood still on 3 legs until he had done them all. Then he took a piece of iron, the shape of my foot, and clapped it on. He drove some nails through the shoe and into my hoof. This was so the shoe would stay firmly on my foot. My feet felt very stiff and heavy, but in a while I got used to it. The next thing my master did was to get me used to a harness. I had to get used to wearing a stiff, heavy collar on my neck and a bridle with large side pieces against my eyes. These are called blinkers. When I had them on, I could only see straight in front of me. There was also a small strap with a stiff strap that went right under my tail. This was called the crupper. I hated the crupper. My long tail had to be doubled up and poked through the strap. It made me want to kick, but I loved my master too much to do such a thing. Another thing my master did was to let me spend 2 weeks in a meadow, which was close to the railroad tracks. When I first heard and saw a train, I became very frightened and I ran away as fast as I could. But soon I got used to seeing trains. Since this time, I have seen many horses run or throw their riders at the sight of a train. But thanks to my master's care, I am as fearless at railway stations as I am in my own stable. My master often drove me in a double harness with my mother. She was steady and could teach me many things. She told me the better I behaved, the better I would be treated, and it was wise to try to please my master. She also warned me that not all men were kind, and that many people could be mean and foolish. She told me also that a horse has no control over who may buy him. It made me worried to think that someday I might be at the mercy of a cruel or foolish owner. Tomorrow we'll read Chapter 3, Birtwick Park.